Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Bernade Flournoy popping in to invite you in my studio. I wish somebody could help me find these glasses, but anyway, we're going to continue working on our painting from yesterday. It's a cute, easy, simple painting, and I guess I need to share it to my screen, so let me do that. All right, let me share this. Um, Let me put that up there. Are we in the right spot? Yes, there we go. So good. So this is what we're doing. You can paint it any way you want. The one that I shared is still very neutral with that pop of orange. I am doing a little bit of the blue teacup. And I may go in a slightly different direction. So I may make the pumpkin, may leave the pumpkin white and then do something in the background. You can do whatever you want with these designs. All right. So I am live currently on Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok. And I finally crossed over so I could use the TikTok studio live from my desktop. I have to figure out what that next increment is so that I can use it here on StreamYard. So we're here, we're ready to paint. I'm going to flip the camera for TikTok and I'm going to get the paint cam ready for everyone else. So go and get something to scribble and paint with, or, just enjoy, because, I love watching food videos, cooking channels, but I don't always do exactly what they're doing when they're doing it. So let me make sure we're good over here. Let me share this cam. Is it plugged in? I do believe so. It is, and we're ready. There we go. So let me add that to the stage as well. All right, I am going to remove this view out and make sure that now I can still talk over here. You can hear me, but now you can just see the paint canvas. So we're good. All right, TikTok, we're about to flip you around. And good morning to you. I am, of course, in my studio. I wish I had the tripod that swivels. We're going to have to work on getting some more of the dynamics ready for you. All right, so let me twist, 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 twist. Well, you don't need to see all of that, but that's back there. Let me flip. Oh my goodness, I wish they made it a little bit easier for when you're on screen. Let me click the flip. All right, there we go. I think we're okay now. And honey, I don't have my glasses. I ran around here for 2 minutes before I went live because I can't find my glasses. Well, this is Bernade Flournoy, and let me just show you up close now that we've got some better lighting for you over here, TikTok. Before it was like all in the dark, but we've got some better lighting. If you're interested in this one, just let me know. Don't send it in the comments because when I'm live, I'm painting. Eventually I'll get a setup where I have maybe another iPad or something here. We're learning. All right. So join us on this journey to retirement. Okay. Kids, get off of here. If you're one of my students, let me say this again. I love you. I think that you are amazing. But get off of here. Tell your mama and your grandmama and your auntie to watch. This is not for you. I'll see you at school. All right. This is the 40 and over crowd. TikTok keeps showing it to the young people, honey. Okay. All right. All right. So let me aim you down here and we're ready to begin. All right. Let me aim, tilt. And I think for TikTok, this is just above that comment line right up in here. So we're good. And for YouTube, Facebook and LinkedIn, let's go. I'm hoping the light is not doing too much because I notice on my replays, anytime I put my hand in there, that light adjusts, and that is just icky. Let me see if I turn off one of these. Oh, that's still not good because that light is still going to adjust. What if I turn off both of these? Well, that's not too bad because we have more light back here, but it's still going to adjust. Let me move this up. All right, that'll be above the YouTube line here. Okay. Y'all, I can't see. Oh, we're gonna struggle through though. All right. Oh wow, thank you for the 1 heart. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and do some wet on wet to go ahead and get this background together. I think we need that light over there. Okay, let me go ahead and turn this back on because I want it to be nice and bright. Let's go ahead. Let me make sure I have the right brush. Okay, this brush, I left some acrylic paint in. I didn't clean it out all the way. And so I need to treat it, but I just haven't gotten rid of it off the set. This one is soft, pliable, ready. So we're going to go ahead and really infuse the background. And I'm trying to see what color to make this back here because this is just a delicious design. Okay, let me make sure I'm aiming that back over here for the camera here. This is wonderful. Simple, easy. All right. The backdrop. You know what? I think I'm just going to make it a rich, kind of funky green. So before we wet that backdrop, we're going to go ahead and get our green ready here. We're just using one of these containers right here, and we're just adding a little bit of water. And this is just simple praying. I guess that's another level I'm going to have to try to unlock. I am so glad that I was able to unlock the Go Live Studio. Okay, so I am trying to learn from the people that are sharing out here, and I try to go to their lives and make sure I drop some coins and support over there because some of them are giving really good information, and I appreciate it. But I am on this journey. I'm gonna gray this green down a little bit, neutralize it with a little bit of brown. Let me get a little bit of black. That black is very strong. Ooh, honey, I may have made it a little bit too icky. Let's test it. Okay, you always want to test. Okay, I may go and get, ooh, y'all, look at this. It's just really just flooded out over here. Ooh, YouTube, you can't see it. Let's see. Let me show it over here. So this is going to be a very neutral kind of, I'm going to say sage green. It's green. It's in that green family, but it's not on that color wheel where it's, I'm going to say, what do they say? The jewel toned. So I don't know if you see that I've got my paint up in here. Got my paint right here, and I'm ready to rock and roll. So first, I'm going to just swipe, 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 swipe. I'm pushing all that paint back into that well, and I am going to clean out my brush because we're going to wet our background. And I tell the kids, we're giving it a drink of water so that when we add the paint will float and slide all over the surface and won't get sucked in. You know, there are times where you want that paint to just get sucked in, but then there are times that for us, for this large area right here, we want to blend. So I'm going to come around the outline of the teapot kind of carefully, because when you add that water for the wet on wet, that water, the paint is going to go where you have laid that path. All right. Now, I love wet on wet. The kids love wet on wet, honey. They know how to do a sky, and I love it. Some of them remember last year how to paint their skin tone. I'm going to do another unit on that, and I make sure that I share that over here. I know I have a few YouTubes. I know I have a few videos on YouTube about that, but it's time to do another mini class because it's so easy. And when I show you, you're going to be like, oh my goodness, I can paint anything. Honey, that is the point. All right. So that's what I want to do. I want to make sure you are empowered, because I want you to go to paint parties, honey. I want you to get over there and show out and enjoy whatever the subject is without feeling any fear. I want you to book your own paint parties. Now, you know I'm a paint party lady, but there are lots of paint party professionals out there. And I've started a paint party directory, y'all. Now, see, I need to be back in that back office working on that right now, but I do have somebody back there helping me out, and I'm so grateful. So if you haven't been to the Paint Party Directory site in a moment, um, there's some things cooking up in there. And then we're going to launch. Oh my goodness, this wet on wet is nice. I'm going to throw a little bit of that bright green up in there. Now, what did I do that for? I really like that kind of sagey green. So we're just kind of moving this around a little bit. All right. And then we're just going to spread this all out. Now we got to be careful and work fast. Let me turn this. Listen, I do not have time to be fussing and fighting with these lights while I'm doing wet on wet. Let me get back up underneath this one camera. Oh, y'all, I hope I don't mess up this part here. But here we go. And then once again, for those that are popping in, your girl does not have her glasses on. So, hey, it's hit or miss over here today. Okay. We up in here. Listen, I said I was going live Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday right now. How dare I not show up? Okay, we've used just about all of that paint. We've got a lot still on here. So we're going to paint with our little puddle right here. And then I'm going to put this big brush down and then go for the smaller one. But we're going right to the edges. And at a paint party, y'all, if the person is telling you, go ahead and paint the edges of your painting. Do it. The paint is out there. You will thank us later because then your canvas, if you're painting on canvas, is not stark white on the sides. And I understand, honey, you're happy to have something on that canvas. You were happy to attend. You were happy to be able to just be with adults for a moment without your children. I understand. But for the creatives, baby, you will be happy if you go ahead, paint those sides. Ooh, that's dry. All right, let me get my smaller brush. Let me go in here and go around these edges. Ooh, child, I can't see. Ooh, I'm hoping that's showing up on YouTube. So this is going to have like a more antique-y feel. And honey, I am here for it. Ooh, this is too much paint in this brush. I already know it. But I want to get rid of that white around the handle of the teapot and the spout. Okay, let me get quiet, y'all. I have to, oh, my alarm is set. All right, so it's happening real fast this morning. What's today? Wednesday. So yeah, I will be, now I say it, when I come in these doors, honey, after working with all these little busybody personalities, sometimes I just want to eat and chill. But I know that I may need to do some evening TikTok. Oh, let me get that out of there. I just made a little faux pas. But you want to catch it fast. Oh, we did not add any paint in this section here. What's wrong with us? And we have the paper wet. And I'm going around here with this big brush. You just have to be careful. But you want the biggest brush for the job. Or you want to choose the right size brush for the job. And that little area right there, you don't want to piddle and pick with it too much. You want to get on in there and handle it. Let me be quiet, y'all. Okay, I'm not sure if I want the table to be the same. Let me hurry up and get on up in here. Ooh, I'm squinting so bad. Somebody come and help me find these glasses. And I know they're right here in plain sight. They're probably right here. Okay, but you know, I don't know. They're around here somewhere. I'll have to find them. I had them on this morning because I was on there figuring out this whole TikTok thing. I'm just going carefully around these edges right here. All right. And I know you're like, girl, you got the background, keep moving. But I promise you, it is worth these extra moments right here while this paper is wet. Because if you come back after the paper dries, you're going to end up with a line. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that. You just may not want that line. I'm just going right along that brown. When I tell you that this background looks wonderful. Oh, let me catch this part right here. We have used just about all of our little paint up out of our well here. And I'm going to say that might have been maybe a tablespoon. Excuse me, for those of you that may need, some of those measurements. And I understand when you're beginning, you just don't know. And then some of you will be like, you know what, I'm going for it. And if you don't have enough, you just remix. But when you're doing something like this, you want to try to make sure it's all uniform. Honey, I am trying to scrape up every little piece of paint. All right, so the main thing was our background today. You know what? I am so sorry, YouTube. I don't know what's going on with the changing of the light situation. Let's see if this is going to help. Okay, let me put this back down and see if that's going to help. It is just so blaringly bright. Okay, and I'm okay with this. You know what? We'll just finish up the tablecloth or whatever tomorrow. Oh, y'all. I don't know what we were doing down here. We're just going to finish this part right here. I don't know what to do with this tablecloth. While this is wet, we're just going to go ahead right here. Let me add this right fast. Let me get a little bit more water. And I hate crossing myself. So when you are actually working, you want to set your paint up with the hand that you actually work with. But, this is, what do you call it, TV, for lack of a better word. And, you want to try to keep it easy for your viewers to see. All right, so we got rid of that. Oh, you know what? I'm going for it. We're just going to go ahead and make the tablecloth this sage green. So let me get this over here because you can't see me mixing. We're just going to go for it. I'm going to grab a little bit more of this green, a little bit more of this water. And who knows, we might need a little bit of this tomorrow. Get a little bit of this black. Let me get a little bit more. I'm going to neutralize it a little bit more with that black. All right, so now I am not even going for the wet on wet down here. We're just going for it. All right, our time is just about up. All right. And you want to try to smooth this out as much as you possibly can while it's wet. Can you do another coat? You can. This is what I'm doing now because some of it has already soaked in. And so we're going back over to hit some of the areas that we missed. All right, child. I don't know. And please forgive me if anybody's making any comments because I'll just have to read them later. But on TikTok, I don't know. I don't know if the comments are there. If you need to send me a message, only if you're legit now. Don't send me any foolishness. I don't have time for the foolishness because I block with a quickness, right? I've learned that from different creators. Don't tolerate that foolishness. Okay, I am super duper duper happy with what's going on here. Let me join you. All right, I do not have this clip down. And like I say, I do not have ultra fancy. Hold on. I don't have it clipped. I do not have ultra super duper extra fancy pants equipment. I'm using a clipboard. I am using a clipboard on index paper out of my printer. Okay, so look at there. That is simple and fun and classic. It's new and modern, but classic all at the same time. So this one is not in my shop or anything. If you want it, let me know. You need to probably paint this with your people next week. And it's a simple design for you to do that. All right. Look, I just have to go in tomorrow and kind of get the shadows and everything. But this is a timeless but modern piece. All right. So I'm not seeing anymore. It's 7 o'clock. I want you to enjoy the rest of your day. And I'm so sorry. We will find the glasses. The glasses will be found. All right. Who's the culprit? All right. Once again, students, if you are on this channel, go to school. Get yourself ready for school. All right. And I'll see you over there. Get off here. I already told you I blocked you if you come and follow me over here on TikTok. Do not. Your great grandmama can. Okay. All right. I can't even see what you're saying. Let me go ahead and end this live over here on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Thank you so much for joining.